Hello and welcome to Microsoft Word 2021. My name is Mo Jones and I'm happy to guide you through this introductory tutorial for Word 2021. We'll cover some basic features while exploring the refreshed interface. We'll talk about the basics, just kind of navigating around Microsoft Word. We'll talk about formatting text. We can grab those fonts and features and colors and effects that we like to use. We'll talk about inserting images and editing those images as well. We'll talk about creating tables in Microsoft Word, and then we'll take a look at some of the properties that we can use to prepare our document before we deliver it or print it as well. Remember, this is an interactive tutorial. I will occasionally remind you to pause the video and practice what you've learned. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe. If you're looking to earn certificates and watch videos without ads, sign up for Learn It Anytime, our dedicated online training subscription service. Check the link in the description for more information. If you have any questions you want answered by one of our instructors, please join our offsite community. The link is in the description as well. As always, if this course has exercise files, you'll find them in the video description below. Let's dive in. Hello. I just opened up my Microsoft Word 2021 and I'm presented with this start screen. And if you've used other Microsoft products such as PowerPoint and Excel, this is the similar start screen that we'll see for those applications as well. Now the start screen is just really kind of a one-stop shop for us to be able to interact with Microsoft Word. And there's a lot of things that we can do here, but I do want to point out that we do have three major icons here that we're going to interact with, such as the Home tab, which we're currently selected, which we're currently navigating on. We have this New tab here. We have our Open tab. And so between these three, we can kind of get around and get some work done. We can find files. We can continue working on files. We can add our favorites, and we can even go ahead and find gather some ideas for what we're trying to accomplish here as well. So right now we're on our Home tab, and some of the things that we can do on our Home tab here, we can go ahead and we can start a new document, such as a blank document, which we'll do in a few minutes here. You can go ahead and check out this Welcome to Word tutorial if you want to. There's another tutorial here, okay, inserting tables. Or we can go ahead and take a look at some of these templates that are here as well. Templates are a great way to really kind of get you started. But we'll take a look at that when we visit our New tab. Right now, let's head on over down here and let's take a look at what we can do. So because of the start screen here, we can take a look at our recent activity. So if I want to look at some recent files, notice I have some recent files here that I've been working on. They're sorted by the newest file, right? Newest file first goes to the oldest file. If you have more documents, you can always go ahead and click on more documents here, and it will show you a longer list of your documents here as well. I want to go ahead and take a look at my pin files here. So right now, I don't have any pin files. Pin files you want to easily find later. Click the pin icon that appears when you hover over a file. I'm going to go back to my recent files here, and I'm going to mouse over. So I'm hovering over each file here, and notice I can either share the file or I can pin the file. I'm going to go ahead and pin this one here. So I just pinned lesson 4. Let's go back to my pinned list here and see if it's there. There it is. So go ahead and pin those important files that you're working on in Microsoft Word. It'll always be here for you. Very quick for you to find it here as well. The other tab here is to look for files that have been shared with me. And right here, I do have a file that has been shared with me. It's been shared by myself from my other account here. So if you're connected with your colleagues, you can always see your shared files here as well. If you have a really long list of files you're not showing up, you can go ahead and click on search and type it in here, and it will also appear for you. Let's head on over to our New tab here. So notice some new, you can also go ahead and start a new blank document. Or down here, what I really like to do, I really like the fact that there's a lot of options here. We can search online for templates. So if you want to search for a particular type of template, you can just search, type in your search right here and look for that. If you want to, you can go ahead and use some of the suggested searches here. We have some suggestions here, such as business, cards, flyers, letters, education, resumes and cover letters, and even holidays as well. Notice on the bottom, we do have some templates that are ready for us. Okay. A lot of people like to come in here and take advantage of the resume, right? The resume templates that are in here. They're pretty much ready for you. You just need to fill in your information. And when you click on one of them, it just gives you a nice preview of what it looks like here. It gives you a nice description as well. If I did want to take advantage of this, I would just click on create. I can navigate through them until I find one that I like here as well. There's some different resumes here. This one has a picture that you can use. So a lot of powerful tools at your fingertips. As you'll see as we go through this tutorial, there's a lot of things that we will have access to, a lot of things that we can do as well. If you're not finding what you're looking for, you can always go online, right, and find more right here. Go to templates.office.com. I'm going to go back over here to my open menu here. And this basically is providing you with a really nice interface where you can find things, where you can find your files. So right now, there's a few sections here under open. So notice right now I have my recent activated. So it's showing me my recent documents, my recent folders. Okay, so today, yesterday, older files. So I can come right here, have my pin files as well. Just a really nice way to be able to find the things that you're working on. Anything that was shared with me, I can go ahead. I can search my OneDrive if I want to. I am connected with my Microsoft account. And so my OneDrive is activated. I can go ahead and search my folders and my documents on OneDrive as well. I want to go ahead and search this PC. It gives me this menu right here inside of Microsoft Word. So it makes it easier for me to go ahead, kind of navigate. As you can see, I have some folders here. It's my documents folder. I can go up one level, maybe go to my desktop. If I want to, I can go ahead and add a place, such as OneDrive or OneDrive for Business. And you always have access to this browse feature, which will open your computer's folder menu so that you can search for that file individually. I'll go back to my home tab here, just kind of prepared to start my blank document here. But go ahead, spend some time, pause the video, look around, click on your home tab, your new tab, your open tab, and go ahead and pin some files and then come right back. Welcome back. Hopefully you were able to go ahead and pin some files there. Let's go ahead, now that we're familiar with the start screen, let's go ahead and start a blank document. So over here on my home tab under new, I'm just going to go ahead and click on blank document. And here we are presented with Microsoft Word 2021. Here is our new interface. We got a new makeover here for our ribbon. Now remember, our ribbon is located up here at the very top, formerly referred to as our menu, but now this is our ribbon here. Really nice smooth colors, and Microsoft decided that they wanted to just give it a really nice refresh, so it's more visually appealing for us. It's kind of easier to find things. I kind of find here we have some more rounded edges towards the outside. We have some more shadowy effects as we kind of move over our commands here as well. So really nice. But let's talk about just in continuing to just get started here. We have to kind of identify a few things. We want to identify what the ribbon is and how it works and how do we kind of move around and make things happen here. So at the very top here, we do have what is called our ribbon tabs. So for example, we have our File tab, our Home tab, Insert, Draw, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View, and Help. So the whole idea, because there's so many commands that are available in Word, the whole idea is that when you interact with one of these ribbon tabs, it will open up a separate menu here as well. So for example, let's kind of take a look at how this works. So right now we're on our Home tab. And within this Home tab, we have what's called command groups. So we have our undo command group. We have our clipboard command group. Notice we have all of our clipboard tools here. So cut, copy, paste. Here's our font command group, where we can interact with the fonts, the font type, size, color. Here's our paragraph group here as well, where we can kind of go ahead and insert a numbered list, a bulleted list, or we can specify the alignment as well. Then we have some styles over here. We can apply various headings and titles if we want to. And then we have our editing group over here. So these are the groups that live inside of our Home tab here. Let's go ahead and check out another tab. Let's click on our Insert tab here. And as you can see, Insert has its own set of command groups, and each command group has their own commands inside that we can interact with as well. And so if I were to just place my mouse in between or kind of anywhere on this ribbon tab here, I can just scroll and it will show me. I can scroll to the left, scroll to the right. I can kind of go through each menu item here as well. Very good. So what else can we do with our ribbon here? Maybe this is taking up too much space. Maybe you want to kind of condense things a little bit here as well. Well, we do have options here. On this little drop down, we can interact with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on here. And these are the ribbon display options. So I can switch ribbon states to hide and show the quick access toolbar. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and click on there and take a look at my options here. So the first thing I can do is I can go ahead and specify whether I'm using a mouse or a touch screen or a touch device here. Okay. And so under the show ribbon, I can go to full screen mode. And this is a great thing about Microsoft Office products. When you just kind of mouse over a command, it just kind of shows you exactly what it does. So full screen will maximize the window and hides the ribbon and the quick access toolbar. If I just want to show tabs only, this is kind of like simplifying the ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and actually click on this here. And let's take a look and see what happens to our ribbon here. So as you notice, it just kind of simplified things for us. Maybe this view works for you because now we have a lot more space down here. It's just kind of simplified it right down to our ribbon tabs. They're still there. If we were to click on home, it's going to reveal them here again. We click away, it goes back. So maybe that will work for you. I'm going to go ahead and put that back here. And I'll go ahead and click back on my options here. I'll turn that off. I want to see everything again. The other option here is I can say always show the ribbon. All right, so I can always show it, or I can pin the ribbon. So it's really up to you what you want to accomplish here. Another feature that we get for our Microsoft Office products is the quick access toolbar. So I'm going to go ahead and enable this here. And let me first go back and pin my ribbon here. Here we go. All right. So the quick access toolbar, very, very powerful tool. Notice now it shows up at the bottom of the ribbon here. And it's just kind of waiting for us to add some commands here as well. So what is the quick access toolbar? The quick access toolbar is a way of giving us quick access to some of the commands that we tend to use in Microsoft Word. I'm going to go ahead and click on this small drop down here. And with this menu, I can go ahead and customize the quick access toolbar. Now, I do recommend adding some commands to the quick access toolbar. It just kind of makes it a lot easier. But it's really up to you. It's for you to customize. So right now, I know that there's a lot of things that I kind of like to use when I'm using Microsoft Word. So I'll go ahead and add them here as well. So here's some basic commands that we can go ahead and add. Okay, so if I want to be able to open up a new document, I can do that. If I want to do a quick print, if I click on it here, now I have access to quick print from anywhere I'm working on in my document here. Then click on my drop down. I like the read aloud feature, kind of reads what's printed back to me. And maybe I'm just not finding everything here that I want to. Another way that I can do that is I can go ahead and click on my home tab. I know that I use these tools a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and right click and add this to the quick access toolbar. So now if I want to bold something, I don't have to go back to my home tab and click bold. I can just come right here and take advantage of that as well. I really like to use the center align. So I'll go ahead and right click on that. I'll add that to my quick access toolbar as well. Now if you want to remove something from the quick access toolbar, you can do that as well. You can right click on it right on the quick access toolbar and you can just say remove. Go ahead and remove that. Another thing that we can do, if you want to move the quick access toolbar, in the previous versions of Microsoft Word, it was here at the top. So maybe you want it to be at the top. You can show it above the ribbon. Just go ahead and move it up there. Now it gives me a little more room because now it kind of joins with my basic, my default saving features here as well. So it's really up to you, but I want you to go ahead and spend some time just navigating through this ribbon. Make sure you take a look at each ribbon tab to see what options are available in there. Trust me, it will make you more comfortable with using Microsoft Word. Go ahead and click on this drop down, customize your ribbon, turn on the quick access toolbar. Go ahead and add some commands to there as well. Pause the video, go ahead and perform those tasks and come right back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue with our lesson 1 here. Our cursor is blinking there. It's just kind of waiting for us to enter some information. So I'll go ahead and type lesson 1. And what we'll do is we'll just document things as we're learning them, as we're going through our tutorial here. I'm going to press the enter key so I can get ready to enter my next text here. But before I do that, there's some other things that we can do to continue to customize this interface here. And notice right now I'm on my view tab. And if I go over to my show command group, I can turn on my ruler. Now my ruler will help me to be able to establish some tab stops. I can go ahead and use the grid lines. That will give me a really nice grid if I want to line up my different objects or text. And the navigation pane that will show up on my left, and it will kind of give me a preview of my entire document here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the ruler. So here's my ruler. So as you can see, we can go ahead and establish where our tab stops are by clicking on these different spaces. The grid lines will kind of gives you a nice guide if you want to make sure things are lining up properly here. And then let's talk about the navigation pane. So our navigation pane opens up here on our left. And so you can search the navigation pane. This will stay active as you continue to work on your document here. We can take a look at headings, pages, and results. So right now we do not currently have any headings, but as we add the headings, they will show up here and we'll be able to navigate back and forth between the headings. If we click on pages, we only have one page right now, but it's giving us a preview of what we're currently looking at. Another option is results. So if we were to type, we can search through our document. We can search for a phrase or a keyword. So if I were to go ahead and type lesson here, highlights lesson for me. And if I go ahead and click here, it will bring me to that page and that part of the page where this phrase occurs. If there's more than one result, I can go ahead and navigate through the different results here as well. So it's another fine feature. Okay? But we'll play around with this a little more as well. I'll go ahead and turn off my ruler, turn off my grid lines. I'll keep my navigation pane turned on, and I'll go ahead and clear my search here. So go ahead, type that first line for your document. Go ahead and turn on the ruler, the grid lines, turn on the navigation pane, and play around with them and see if they will be helpful for you, and then come right back. Welcome back. Hopefully you had fun playing around with the navigation pane, and hopefully you have it turned on here. I went ahead and I created some items here. If we take a look, I created some items for each lesson. So this tutorial is divided into 8 mini lessons. And we'll go ahead and just kind of document our learning as we go along here. So a quick recap of lesson 1, we talked about finding our documents on the start screen. We talked about simplifying the ribbon. And we also talked about customizing the quick access toolbar here as well. But now this list we want to kind of make some changes to it here. Everything kind of looks the same. Kind of want things to stand out. And that's what lesson 2 is about. Lesson 2 is about formatting text and paragraphs. So I'm going to go ahead and press my enter key here. So when you're talking about formatting text, first of all, we're talking about really the features that live here under the font group in our home tab here as well. So what I'll do, first order of business, I want to go ahead and make this stand out, right? Because this is kind of I want this to stand out here from the rest of this text. So I'm going to go ahead and triple click 1, 2, 3, and that will select all of my text on that line for me. So once again, I'll triple click here, 1, 2, 3. And notice I do get this really small mini toolbar here where I can go ahead, I can change the font type right here if I want to. I can go ahead and change the size, and I can go ahead and change the font color. I can also go ahead and apply a bold or italics to it as well. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'll go back up to my menu here. And the first thing I want to do is give it a different size. So right now, notice the size is 11. I'll stick to the font here. That's pretty good. I'll go ahead and maybe make this 14. So now it's standing out a little more. And maybe I'll go ahead and give it bold. Now notice if I just mouse over this bold here, it shows me the shortcut. So if I want to bold it, I can just press Control B, or I can click here. I'm gonna go ahead and press Control B. So that bolds it for me. So now lesson 1 is good to go. It's standing out from the rest of the information underneath. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing here for lesson 2. This time I'll use my mini tool. I'll go ahead and bold it first. Then I'll apply the 14 here. Very good. So we just applied some basic formatting by changing the font size and applying an effect such as bold to it as well. But there's other things that we can do. So what I'll do on each line here, I'll go ahead and apply a different set of character formatting. So maybe what I'll do is I'll change the font for each line. Each line will have a specific font, a size, and a color as well. So I'll go ahead and select my first line here, triple click. Again, we do have the mini tool here if you want to use that. Maybe I'll use it here as well. I'll go ahead and change this font. Maybe I'll just grab the next font on the list here, just agency. I'll go ahead and make this maybe 12. And then I'll go ahead and grab a color here. Don't want to make this too difficult to read. Maybe I'll grab this blue color here as well. So very good. Character formatting. Just font, font size, and font color as well. Maybe I'll make this italicized. I can press Control I to go ahead and implement that as well. So Control I gives me italicized. Go ahead and simplify the ribbon. I'll go ahead and go back up to the menu for this one. I'll grab the next one here, which is Algerian. I'll leave that size in place. And I'll give this one another color here. And I'll give this one I'll give it this color here as well. And it's already pretty bold, so I'll kind of leave that alone. Go ahead and triple click here, quick access toolbar. Let's grab the next font, which is Arial. And we'll give this one a orange. And we'll change this size. We'll make this one 12 as well. If I wanted to, I can also add a highlight to it as well. And notice just as I mouse over each color, it's giving me a preview of what the highlight would look like as well. Very good. So go ahead and apply some character formatting to each of these lines here. And come right back. Welcome back. So now that we have lesson 2 kind of ready here, let's go ahead. I'm just going to place my cursor at the end here of the line for lesson 2. Press enter just to give me a little space here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste some content from my notepad here. So I'll go ahead and I can either right click and I can just go ahead and paste those values in. Okay. So notice as I'm copying or pasting the text over, it's giving me a preview of what it would look like. So it's inheriting the formatting from above. I can go ahead and press Control V as well and insert that. Or I can come up here on my home tab, click on this drop down, and I get that same option here as well. So I'll go ahead and insert this text. These are some of the objectives from lesson 2. Now, this is a good example here because we want to be able to go ahead and change this, right? We don't want this to be the same as our kind of heading here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of these values here, like so. And I'll go back up here. First one to make this 12. And this is kind of where you want to determine, well, what is the size of the font that you want? So notice the default was 11. Normally it's 12, but you can go ahead and kind of establish what you want your default font size to be here as well. I don't want that to be bold. And so now that looks a lot better here as well. So we did talk about applying character formatting. Let's go ahead and talk about paragraph layout here. Okay? I want to be able to make some controls there. So notice I am on my home tab. And on my home tab in my paragraph group, I do have this option over here to kind of go ahead and establish the spacing, right? The space in between each of my lines here. I can also decrease the indent level or increase the indent level of each. Or I can go ahead and set some alignments here as well. So let's take a look at these. First, I want to kind of establish what is the spacing that I want between each here. So I'll go ahead and click on my line and paragraph spacing. Choose how much space appears between lines of text or between paragraphs. To apply the same spacing to your whole document, use the paragraph spacing options on the Design tab. So basically, if I apply any kind of spacing, it's only applying to the text that I select here. So notice as I go down, notice how the space is increasing in between each. Okay. So I can go ahead and establish one that I want. There's more line spacing options if I want to. Okay. So I can establish the spacing before and after if I want to. And on the bottom, it gives me a nice preview of what it would look like. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and press cancel here. So if I go back here, I can say add a space before a paragraph, remove space after the paragraph. Right? And it's just kind of a matter of choosing the one that looks better here. I kind of want it to be a little tight. So I'll go ahead and say remove the space after the paragraph here. And just like that, I'm good to go. All right. Now, if you want to change the spacing for your entire document, we would need to go and click on the Design tab. So right over here on the Design tab, we'll go ahead and click there. And all the way over here to our right, we do have in our document formatting command group, we have this option here for paragraph spacing. So if we were to mouse over this, it tells us this option will change the spacing of your entire document, including new paragraphs. You can choose between predefined values or specify your own. So if I click here, I kind of have this default spacing here. So notice it's showing me after it's an 8 point and the line spacing is 1.08. I can change to no paragraph space and take a look at how my entire document now is changing. But I'm not applying it. I'm just kind of mousing over here. So I have this compact option here. I have this tight option, open, and double. Now I prefer to come in here actually and establish it, because what I want that tight spacing here. So I'll go there and do that. It's a very subtle difference when you actually take a look at the numbers, but it makes a big difference in your presentation. So I'll go ahead and apply that there. I'll go back to my home tab and take a nice look here. I think that looks pretty good. I don't want a lot of empty space in between my lines here. I want to be efficient and make use of the paper here as well in case I need to print it. Very good. So go ahead, include some text on the formatting text and paragraphs. Go ahead and play with the individual paragraph spacing. Head over to your design tab and apply a line spacing to your entire document there, and then come right back. Up until now, we've been applying some simple formats to our text here, but let's really make our text stand out here. Because ideally, we have our lesson 1, we have our lesson 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at our lesson 2 here. So under lesson 2, we have 4 objectives here. But we really want them to stand out, to make it clear that they're kind of, subtopics of lesson 2. What we can do is we can apply either a bulleted or a numbered list here as well, which is our next objective. And notice I'm on my home tab here. And so what we'll talk about next is either using the bulleted list here or using a numbered list. Okay. And so we're talking about a ordered list is a numbered list, and unordered list is a bulleted list. So if I was to just mouse over the bullet here, create a bulleted list, click the arrow to change the look of the bullet. So there's several bullet options here. If I click on the drop down, I can go ahead and express my bulleted list in circles, squares, special icons here, and things of that nature. So notice my last line there under lesson 2, applying borders and shading, because that's the line that I clicked on. It's going to apply it here. But what I want to do, I want to apply it to all of this here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this data. And this time I'm going to go up to my bulleted list here. If I just click here, it will give me the default, and that's fine. I can just go ahead and click. And notice how it changes. So now this entire section looks different. It's clear that this is lesson 2, and these are the objectives here for lesson number 2 as well. So we can go ahead and do the same thing for lesson 1. I'll go ahead and highlight these. This time I'll use a numbered list. So I'll go ahead and click on the numbers here, and it gives me 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now with the numbered list, if I were to press the enter key for the next line, it's going to prepare number 4 for me, like so. So now it's ready for me to enter number 4. I don't want that. I'm going to go back to my line above and press the delete key to remove that as well. We have to be very careful and kind of understand how it works here. So in these 2 examples, we selected text that already existed, and we just kind of converted them to either a numbered list or a bulleted list here. And we'll go ahead in a few, and we'll go ahead and create a small list from scratch just by inserting a list item. But what we can do right now, maybe we want to kind of change these bullets. It's as simple as highlighting the data and then clicking on the drop down for the bulleted list. What if we want to use arrows instead? And so it's giving us a nice preview of what it would look like. We can use check marks if we want to. I think I'll go ahead and stick to I'll use check marks for this one. And for my numbered list here, let's see, I'll go ahead and Maybe I want this to be expressed in letters here. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so we get A, B, C. Now we can also indent. So what if we had some specific information in terms of applying character formatting? If I press the tab key right here, now I have another submenu here as well. Okay. I can also interact with this by using the decrease indent or increase indent. So if I decrease it, it puts it back into the same hierarchy here. Okay. So when you're working with a list, you are working with a hierarchy here as well. Very good. So this time I'll go and I'll press my enter key, and notice I press enter. It's waiting for another entry here. I don't want an entry. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I can either press the enter key again, or I can just uncheck my bullet here. That will put me over there. I'll try to kind of move back over here as well. And this time what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I want to insert a list this time. So instead of using text and then converting it to a list, I want to go ahead and just build a list here. Now I have an option here. I can go ahead and build a multi-level list. Okay. So I can create a multi-level list to organize items or create an outline. So this is what it would look like. It shows you the indentations or the subcategories. So I'll go ahead and do that. Maybe I'll use this. I'll use this one, this A here. And so maybe I'll call this my shopping list. I'll press enter. And my shopping list consists of breakfast items. And it also consists of dinner items. So now I have my primary level, my secondary level, and now I want to include some breakfast items. So I'll press the enter key here, and I'll press the tab key to further indent this here. Here I'll just put eggs, and I'll put milk. Same thing for dinner. I'll press enter. And again, you can use indent. You can either press the tab key or you can increase the indent over. It has the same effect here as well. And so for dinner, I'll grab some salmon and some wine. Very good. There we go. So it's a simple list. If we wanted to, we can convert this list as well. If we want to convert this, we can change it by just clicking here. We can make some changes to it. We want this to be changed to a bulleted list. We can do that as well. So we'll have different options here for the bulleted list. Or if you want another type of numerical list, we can do that as well. Very good. I'll go ahead and keep it that way. Shopping list looks pretty nice. I do need to grab some eggs anyway. So go ahead and convert those two sections to a numbered list, a bulleted list, and then go ahead and drop in your own shopping list. Pause this video, play around with those options, and then come right back. Let's talk about our next objective here. If I were to go ahead and triple click here, let's talk about applying borders and shading. Well, why would you want to apply borders and shading to text? Well, if you want something to kind of stand out in your document, you can go ahead and apply a border and shading as well. So notice up here in our paragraph command group, right up here in our paragraph command group, I do have some options here to go ahead and apply a shading and a border. So if I wanted to apply a shading here, I can change the color behind the selected text. And this is useful when you want information to jump off of the page. So I can go ahead and apply that. So what I'll do, I do have my text selected here. I'm going to click on my drop down and I'll just kind of mouse over each one. And notice how it's just kind of giving it a shade there as well, right? So it's kind of like highlighting with the exception that it kind of just highlights that entire row for you. So I'm just going to give it a simple one here to keep it simple. I'll give it this gold accent 4, lighter 80%. So I'll go ahead and apply that. And maybe I'll go ahead and in terms of the border, these are similar to the Excel borders that we see here, right? If you work with Excel. So you have the option to have all borders. So now, my text is standing out here because I have the shading. But now if I really want to kind of put it inside of a box, I have that option here. And so I can use a bottom border. If we see on the bottom there, we have a little line. I can put my border on the top, the left, the right. I could say no border. I can say all borders. Now, if I had more than one line selected, then we'll have, we'll be able to see kind of the cell idea here. Outside borders, inside borders are not really applicable here. Okay. And I do have the option to actually draw a horizontal line. Okay. But what I'll do, I'll just stick to the outside borders here. And there you go. It's as easy as doing that. If I want to, I can actually apply it right here as well. So I'll select this data. I'll go ahead and these are things that we really need to think about. If you want a particular color combination for all of your topics, you would need to kind of decide so that it's uniform. Do you want it to be blue with white text, or do you want it to be white with blue text? These are some of the decisions that you would need to make here. I think for now, I'll give it, maybe I'll give it this gray here, just for now. I'll go ahead and change that later. I'll go ahead and give that as well. Very good. So now I have two things that are clearly standing out here. My lesson 2 objectives and one of my actual subcategories here for lesson 2. So go ahead and play around. If you want to, go ahead and highlight, add a border and a shading to lesson 1 and lesson 2. Pause the video, take a look at that, get some practice, and come right back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and move on to lesson number 3. So here's lesson number 3. I'll go ahead and give that a quick highlight here. I'll give it a green highlight. So lesson number 3, we're talking about working more efficiently and more specifically utilizing the format painter, which allows us to duplicate formatting from one selection to another. Or we can go ahead and talk about applying styles, which are built-in formats that allows us to quickly apply formats to a selection as well. On my home tab up here, I do have my format painter that I can use. And over here in the styles group, I do have several styles to choose from. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few of them here. So I'll just mouse over the format painter. If you like the look of a particular selection, you can apply that look to other content in the document. Step 1, select the content with the formatting you like. Step 2, click the format painter. Select 3, select something else to automatically apply the formatting. So in this example, I like this Algerian blue font over here of size 11. I want to go ahead and apply that to just my word here, format painter. Maybe I'll do the entire line actually. So I'll go ahead and click on my format painter here. And now I have my small paintbrush. It's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and just paint that right there. And look at that. My entire sentence inherited the formatting from this single word. Very good. Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. Maybe for the toolbar here, Arial 12, that orange. Click on my format painter. And I'll go ahead and give it this sentence here. So I can apply that to either an individual word or a paragraph or even a sentence. So in this case, we were able to do that there as well. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and apply that to multiple, what I would do, go ahead and double click. I will double click my format painter. Okay, so notice now it's highlighted. I double clicked it. Now I can apply it to multiple here. So let's see if maybe I'll do it to my I'll do it here. And just like that, I can continue applying it. And when I'm done, I can just go ahead and uncheck the Format Painter. Okay. Go ahead and undo those last two. I'm going to leave these alone. Very good. So that's how you use the Format Painter. Now, if we take a look at our, we take a look at our headings here, or our lesson. So lesson 1, lesson 3 looks okay, stands out. I highlighted it. So that's okay. And lesson 1 is bolded with a bigger text. That's decent. But then we applied the shading and the formatting to lesson 2. So that's better. So maybe I want to go ahead and copy another formatting from one of the above here. So what I'll do, maybe I'll go ahead and copy it from lesson 1. So I'll go ahead and grab my Format Painter. I'll go ahead and apply that here to 3. So very good. Now I have some uniformity with the exception of my shading and bordering here. So this looks better, but there's a better option. What we can do, if we head over to our styles group, we can apply some actual headings. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to go to lesson 1 here. And what I'm going to do is head over to my styles. So right now, notice it's a normal style. And if I mouse over each style, it gives me a preview of what it would look like. So here's heading 1, heading 2. I can make it a title, a subtitle, and notice how each style has its own, unique attributes here. If yours is not expanded, you can just simply go row by row. We have a strong here. We have a quote. And it's just applying different formats here. Okay. If you want to see all of them, go ahead and click on the More button here. And you can see all of them, and you can still get a preview of what it would look like here as well. So I'm going to go ahead. What I want to do is I just want to give it a heading. Okay. So I gave that a heading. And I want to go ahead and give all of these a heading actually. So I'll turn this into a heading as well. And number 3, I can go ahead and turn this into a heading. Notice I did not use the Format Painter because the heading style already has built-in formats. So I just need to go ahead and click it. Very good. Go ahead and apply heading styles to the rest of our lessons here, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I do want you to notice though, over here on our left, in our navigation pane, we see that our headings starting to show up here. So here's my heading for lesson 1, lesson 2, and lesson 3. So as we continue to make headings, they'll show up here as well. If I click on one of these, it's going to bring me right to that heading. So a nice little navigation feature here as well. So go ahead and pause the video. Go ahead and apply the heading 1 style to the rest of these here. Heading 2 is a smaller font. Heading 1 is a bigger one as well. Pause the video and come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you were able to go ahead and apply that heading 1 style to all of our lessons here. Lessons 1 all the way through lesson 8 here. I was able to do that. One of the benefits of applying heading styles to your document is it gives you a little more control here. Notice as I just kind of mouse over each heading, I have this small menu to the left that will allow me to collapse it. So what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and collapse. I'm finished with lesson 1. I'll go ahead and collapse that. I'll kind of collapse lessons 1, 2, and 3 so we can focus on lesson 4. If I want to get it back, I can just click on it. We'll come right back. It's not deleting it, just kind of moving it around here a little bit. Let's talk about managing lists here in lesson 4. Well, I did create a small list here. Eggs, milk, bread, salmon, my small grocery list here. I'm going to the grocery store, but I'd rather have this list in alphabetical order. So it'll just make my shopping experience a little more efficient as well. Well, did you know that you can actually sort lists in Microsoft Word? Same way that you will do in Microsoft Excel. It's true. Right up here in my paragraph command group, I have this small sort icon. It's almost hiding, but I'm going to go ahead and interact with that. What I'll do is go ahead and highlight my list here. And I'll go ahead and click on my sort icon. Don't worry, it's going to give you a dialog box, ask you a few questions first. And the first thing it asks me is, well, how do I want to sort? So what is my separator? Is it paragraphs, headings, field? I'll go ahead and leave it as paragraph. And notice it recognizes that it's text. If these were numbers, numbers would be populated here, or dates as well. At this point, you can choose whether you want it to be listed in ascending or descending order. I'll leave it as ascending order here. And most of these I can leave by default, right? My list does not have a header row. It's a basic list. I'll go ahead and click OK. And look at that. B comes before E, E comes before M, and M comes before S. Very good. Let's try that with the dates. Some dates here. I'll go ahead and copy some dates in here. Take a look at that. See how that works. So I'll just paste this in. Just as before, I'm going to go ahead and highlight those. Click on sort. And now it recognizes them as dates. So I'll go ahead and accept all of these defaults here. I'll go ahead and click OK. March comes before May, before October, and November. Very good. Working well for me here. So let's talk a little bit more about managing lists. I'm going to go ahead and maybe I'll add some more to this list here. I'll put breakfast here. And maybe down here I'll put dinner. Then what I'll do, I'll go ahead and convert this to a list here. So I'll keep it simple, just a simple numeric list here. And so it indents it for me, moves it over here to the right. And so now I have 6 items here. But what if I wanted to go ahead and make some changes to this list? I'm going to go ahead and just right click inside of this list here. And I do have a few options here that I can interact with. I have this option to adjust the line indents. I can restart any one of these lines at 1. I can continue numbering, or I can go ahead and set the numbering value as well. Let's take a look at the line indents here. So this is just giving me the number position and the text indent here. And I can go ahead and provide a tab stop on my ruler if I want to. But let's just go ahead and change 2 of these values. Let's change the number position and click OK. And notice how we have a bigger separation here as well. I'll go back, just the indents. Okay. So now, what if I want to restart my list here? So at dinner, I want it to start back at 1, right? I can go ahead and I can right click and just say restart at 1. That will work for me as well. Or I can right click and I can say set numbering value here. And from here, what I can do, remember, this is for dinner. This is for item number 5. I can change this to any number I want to. So a lot of times we kind of work with these lists and it's hard to change the numbers around. Well, you do have the option right here. If I want to set this back to 1, I can do so. And I can say, let's start a new list here. I do want to start a new list because salmon is a part of dinner. Or I can continue from the previous list. In this case, I'll start a new list and change this number here to 1. Go ahead and click OK. Very good. So now I have a new list here. And sometimes you may have to do that, but ideally the best thing to do is to make use of the indents, right? So if we go back to our paragraph command group here, we can go ahead and make use of the indents for each of those line items. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead. I know that these 3 are part of breakfast. So I'll go ahead and indent these over like that. So now they're A, B, and C. And I know salmon needs to be indented over as well. Very good. So now this is what I have here. Again, if I want to go ahead and change this, I can go ahead and change this as well. But we do have a lot of options there for managing the list. So go ahead, create your own list and drop in and take advantage of these options here to manage them as well. Go ahead and pause the video, sort your list, manage it, make some modifications, and come right back. Welcome back. let's move on to lesson 5. Let's talk about adding tables. Now, adding tables to a Microsoft Word document is a really, really good idea. I'm going to go ahead and create some more space here. I'll press enter a few times just to give me some space. I'll go back up to my line that's directly underneath my lesson 5 here. Now, if you're working on, there's various reasons why you'd want to add a table. Maybe you want to say it best with a table. Maybe you want to represent some data. Instead of writing a paragraph, you just kind of want to summarize your data collection in the form of a table. Well, I'm going to go ahead and drop one in here. And creating a table gives you some other options in terms of formatting as well. You don't really have to worry so much about the line breaks and the tab stops and things of that nature as well. So right now I am on my Insert tab. So if I go ahead and take a look at this here, I'm on my Insert tab. And in my Tables command group, I want to go ahead and insert a table here. Now there's a few ways that we can insert a table. And the easiest way, if I just go ahead and click on the drop down here, so I can, right here, I can just go ahead and draw my table. So right now I have 3 columns, 2 rows, 3 columns, and 3 rows. So that's one way I can do it. I can go ahead and just click Insert Table, and it will ask me here, how many columns, how many rows do I want? I have some other options here for auto fit that I can specify as well. I can auto fit to contents. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and draw my table, make it a lot easier here. I want a 3x3, maybe 4 here. And for this example, I'm just going to go ahead. What I want to do is to keep track of our services are doing, or maybe our products here. We have some products we want to kind of keep track. We're sending out a survey to our customers. Let us know how we're doing. So here, I'll just go ahead and introduce my headers here. So I have product. And in terms of pricing, I'll go ahead and add the pricing here. And then our customers are going to give it a rating from 1 to 5. So for here, let's see, product 1, I'll just go ahead and call this, we'll call this Learning Gladiator. I'll go down to my next line here. I'll call this Learning Night. So right now, let's see what our customers think in terms of price. We can have some dollar signs here. $5 signs is expensive. 1 is not expensive here as well. So let's say our customers, they feel pretty good. 3 here. They feel this one is a little pricey here. And they're giving us some ratings on the scale of 1 to 5. Gladiator is give it a 4.4. And we'll give the Learning Night a 4.7. Very good. So we have our table inserted here, but it looks very, very plain, right? We need some options here. Well, the cool thing with Microsoft products and Microsoft Word is when you are working with an object or an element, such as a table, what happens is you get this contextual menu up here at the top that you can go ahead and work with. So notice after we inserted our table, we now have 2 contextual menus, one for table design and also one here for layout. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can do here. So right now, notice if I click away from the table, that menu goes away. Menu is gone. Let's click back on my table here. And by default, it goes to the table design. So let's take a look at some of the things that we can do here. So let's kind of identify our command groups. We have our table style options here. We have table styles, and we have borders here as well. So we can specify some of these are on our header row. We have banded rows and our first column here. Some of the options are here as well. But let's go ahead and give it a style. So this can stand out a little bit here. So maybe this orange one here. Notice as I just kind of mouse over each one, it's giving me a nice preview of what the table will look like. So I'll try to grab something a little basic here, not too crazy. I do want some good variation in color. So you have a lot of options here. And as you scroll down, you have different table layouts here that you can use. And as you kind of scroll down, you can kind of notice the difference between each group. Want to see all of them? You can just go like this. So we have plain tables. We have some grid tables. And we have some list tables down here as well. I think what I would like is a list table. I'll go ahead and grab this blue one here. And there we go. So this one kind of hides the grid lines for us. Okay. But they're still there. If you still want the grid lines, go ahead and need to grab another type. Let's see. I want those grid lines. Let's see. I'll choose this one. There we go. Choose a grid table. And I have my lines here. Very good. So we were able to go ahead and apply our style to our table. But now we want to go ahead and introduce another product. Okay, maybe a square. And we want to go ahead and introduce another column here to see if if our customers are willing to refer this particular product. So we can do that here by going back up to the layout here. So we click on layout. Notice we have a lot more command groups here. Right? We have quite a few. So first we have our table. We have some drawing here, rows and columns. We can merge some of these cells if we want to, establish a cell size, alignment, and our data as well. But what we want to go ahead and make use of these, inserting a row and a column. So I want to insert a row. So what I want to do is click on that last row because it's going to insert a row below the row that I'm selected. So right now I want to go ahead and insert a row below. There we go. And I want to go ahead and insert a column to the right. So I need to go ahead and click on my rightmost column and I'll say insert column to the right. If you kind of forget, remember when you mouse over the command, it tells you exactly what it's going to do. So add one to the right there. And I'll just put the word refer here. And I'll go ahead and add our learning square. Okay. Now learning square. Everyone is happy with the price. And we've got 5.0. Very nice. And yes, they will refer their learning squire program. Most of them say maybe for the gladiator. It's very intense. And then for the learning knight, we have yes here. So very good. So now this table looks pretty good. It'd be nice if we have a title though. So I think what I'll do, I want to insert a top row. So I'll go ahead and click on that top row there. And I want to insert this time a row above. And what I want to do is give it a title. Maybe I'll call it a product survey. Let's see here, product survey. And now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and take advantage of maybe merging this table here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and highlight this entire top row here because they are cells. They're just kind of not showing here. And up here in the merge command group, I'm going to go ahead and merge these. So now they're merged. And now I simply just need to go ahead and center this here. So I can go back to my home tab here. I can just go ahead and center that. So now my table looks more official. I have my title here, and I have my other options here as well. I can go ahead and kind of center everything on this table as well. Remember, I did add the center command to my quick access toolbar, so I'll make use of it there. Very good. So there is my table looking pretty good. One thing we can do with the table as well is, we can go ahead and resize the columns and the rows. We just need to kind of click on the border of each. So if I want to resize the column, I could. If I want to resize the row, I can do so. So it's fully customizable here as well. And I'm going to go back to table design here. And if I want to interact with the borders, I can do so. Fix the shading. I want to go to the table layout, and maybe I want to go ahead and convert this to text. We can always go ahead and convert this to text as well. But first, let me see if I can copy this table before I convert it. I'll press Control V here. Okay, so I have a copy of my table there. And let's go ahead and convert this one to text, see what it looks like. So over here in my data command group, I'll click on Convert to Text. And so it asked me a few questions here. Well, how is my data separated? How are my cells separated here? By paragraph marks, tabs, commas, or other. I'll choose the default value here. And my table comes out like that. If I don't like that, I can undo it. Maybe choose another option. Let's see here. Maybe I'll use tabs this time. Click OK. That's a lot better. So the tabs seem to work a little better here. You can also convert text back into a table. You just have to be mindful of how it's set up. If you set them up with tabs, then it's a lot easier to go ahead and convert that back to a table here. So if I go ahead and click on my Insert tab up here, and this time, instead of inserting a table, I'll click on the drop down and I'll say convert this text to a table. And now I just need to be mindful, make sure I specify whether it's paragraphs or tabs. And so so when I click on tabs, it kind of changes the numbers for me, the columns and the rows. So I can always kind of check to make sure it's okay. I'll go ahead and click OK here. And there we go. Just converted our text into a table for us. Now we just need to go ahead and give it a style. Once we give it a style, then we're good to go. Excellent. So go ahead and insert a table. You can either draw the table or specify the number of rows and columns. And then go ahead and convert it to plain text. Pause this video, practice, and come right back. Welcome back. Let's talk about adding graphics. Adding graphics to our Word document here. So yes, tables are not just for Excel, they're for Word too. Graphics are not just for PowerPoint, they're also for Word. And really, you're in control. It really depends on what you're trying to communicate here. So I'll make a little room here to add my graphics. I think what I want to do first is insert a picture. So I'm up here on my Insert tab. So I do have some other options here. We were able to insert a table. Well, under the illustrations here, we do have several options. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and insert a picture, and maybe we'll insert a shape as well. So I'll click on my drop down here. We do have several options. So I can go ahead and insert a picture from this device, from my pictures folder, or maybe I have some in my downloads folder as well. I can go ahead and grab a stock image. And a big part of Word 2021 is that the stock images, the library is expanding, so we have a lot more options available to us. Or I can go ahead and search for online pictures. We do want to be cognizant of copyright, so we want to be able to make sure that we can use pictures that are a part of the Creative Commons, right, or the public domain as well. To keep it safe, I'll go ahead and grab a stock image. And let's take a look at the world of stock images here. I can scroll down and notice it just keeps going. I keep scrolling and it just kind of keeps going down here. So I have a few options here. So when I'm searching for images, I can specify if I want an image, an icon, cutout people, stickers, illustrations, or even cartoon people. And for each one, I get this menu here. So right now I'm on images. And for images, I can search for different types of images here. So I have a lot of different options here to choose from. So let's kind of take a look and see what kind of icons are available here. So we have several icons that are available. Pretty nice. We have some education icons here. Nice book here to choose from. Let's take a look at some cutout people, which I think are really, just really funny here. Lots of different reactions and see their personalities kind of standing out here. We have stickers as well. And these are the same stock images that are available if you were to insert a stock image in PowerPoint as well. So this is the same library. We have some illustration, which I tend to like. These are very well done. Really nice here. And finally, we have some cartoon people that we can go ahead and drop in here as well. Okay. But it's as simple as finding an image that you like and just dropping it right there. But let's see. We'll go ahead and grab something simple. I don't want to grab any people here. Let's see. I'll grab this. And you can insert more than one picture. So notice if I click on insert right now, I'm inserting two. So I can insert a few here. I'll just go ahead and insert one. And I'll click on insert. And depending on the size of the picture, it's going to show up right inside of my Word document here. So now that I have my image, I have some decisions to make here. What do I want to do? Well, the first thing I want to do is probably resize it. Now, when you're resizing your images, you want to be careful. You want to make sure that you're not using it from the sides like this. If you use these, it's going to disrupt the aspect ratio of your picture. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab it from one of the corners here, one of the four corners. So just to demonstrate, I'll go ahead and drag it from my right here. Notice I was just kind of smushing my picture here. It's distorting it. But if I grab it from the corner and drag down, I maintain that aspect ratio. And if you take a look, you notice the words, my text around it is moving as well. Well, that's because we need to go ahead and interact with the layout options here to the right of our picture. And this will determine how the text around it is going to react. So what I'll do here, I'm going to go ahead and just drop in some random text by using the rand function. And I'm going to go ahead and try to move this picture. Okay. So notice as I move it, it's messing up my text here. Because right now it's in line with text. So as I move this, it's going to move my text around. So let's take a look at some of the other options here. So we have with text wrapping. So I can have a square feature. So if I click on this square, let's see. So now, notice as I move my picture here, how it's moving the text around it in the form of a square. So I have text on the left, on the right, on the bottom, and the top. So you have to kind of decide how you want the text to kind of wrap around your picture here. The next option is tight. So it's kind of similar. Just if this were another type of shape, we'll just kind of fill in closer as well. We have through. So if I move it now, it's just kind of moving along with it here. Doing a little dance here. And let's see, I have top and bottom. So this is probably more professional looking. You get some word on the top, some on the bottom, and it's much easier to read. And then you have some other options here, such as behind the text, if you want to do that, or in front of text as well. I'll leave it like this. I want it to be on the top and the bottom. And this way it's easier for me to kind of separate my image here as well. I do have some other imaging options here, because notice, because we're clicking on an object or an element here, we get our contextual menu for the picture format. So if I were to click on here, the same tools that we see that's available in other Microsoft products, we can go ahead and remove the background from this picture if we want to. We can apply various color corrections and shades. We get a nice preview as we mouse over each option. We can recolor it. Maybe I want to give it this nice greenish hue. Okay. So you have a lot of different options here. Artistic effects. Okay. We have this paint strokes. We have this this blur here. We have these glowy edges, which I tend to like to use. We can also go ahead and set the transparency. Okay, if you want to put text on top of it, you might want to make it a little more transparent so that the text can be easier to read. If you've made too many changes to your picture, you can always reset it. You can reset the picture or reset the picture and the size if you want to. And one of my favorite things to do is apply some picture styles here. I like to use the shadows. Look at this drop shadow rectangle. Just kind of makes it stand out a little more, makes it look more alive. But really, it's up to you. The power is in your hands, whatever you want to do. There are a lot of options here. You want to kind of put it into a small circle, you can do that. And then we also have some picture effects here, some kind of built-in effects. And right, we can just kind of mouse over, get a nice preview. Some of these will kind of change the orientation, change the gloss, the look, the feel. Here are some other shadows that we can use. Reflections. Different reflections here. Some are longer than the others. We have glow. So if you want to put an edgy glow to it, you can apply a glow as well. So it's really up to you. Go ahead, insert a picture, grab any picture you want. Go ahead and grab the contextual menu, play around with it. Pause this video and then come right back. Hope you were able to find a really nice picture. Hopefully you had fun playing around with some of the formatting options there as well. Let's talk about inserting symbols. I'm going to go back to my insert tab here. So we were able to insert a few things so far. We inserted a table. We were able to insert a picture. But we do have other symbols that we can insert over here. So over here in our symbols command group, we do have this symbol icon here. And I want to make sure that my cursor is placed where I want it to be, right after symbols here. And I'll go ahead and click on the drop down here. The benefit of adding these symbols is that you can add symbols that are not on your keyboard. So you can choose from a variety of options, including mathematical symbols, currency, copyright symbols as well. Click on my drop down here. And we have some kind of built-in ones in here. If you have inserted symbols, your recent symbols will be showing up as well. So I have some options here. I have some Greek symbols, some Hebrew symbols. So right from here, I can just go ahead and click and it will insert it for me. And again, these are not on our keyboard. Copyright sign, it's right here if you need to go ahead and drop that in. I'll go ahead and click on more symbols. So I get this nice dialog box here as well. Same dialog box that you will get in other Microsoft products as well. But this is very, very robust. And there's a lot of different sections here. So right now I can go ahead and search for either symbols or special characters. Notice that right now I'm currently under symbols. So I can go ahead and specify the type of font that I'm looking for. And I can go ahead and specify the type of subsets I'm looking for. So more than likely, if you're in here, you kind of know what you're looking for. And for me, I'm just poking around here, right? So if I check special characters here, here are some other special characters that I can go ahead and drop in. But under symbols, so right now under normal text, I'll go ahead and change agency, Algerian, right? And so I'll go back to normal text here. And let's see what the subsets are. So we have this Latin 1 supplement. What about basic Latin? Okay. If I just kind of scroll through here, I'll use my little arrow here. Lots and lots of symbols. I don't recognize 90% of them, but they're here for us. I'll go back to that Latin 1 supplement here. And so notice you can go ahead and click on these symbols here. So if if I were to click on this, and it will tell you exactly what it is on the bottom here. Okay. So right under here, it's giving you the name. This is a section sign. And this is a copyright sign. This is a registered sign. This is a micro sign. Here's our pilcrow. We always wanted to know what the name of the symbol was. We often refer to it as a paragraph, but it's called a pilcrow sign. So if I wanted to go ahead and insert this, notice I'm just clicking on it. I have to click on insert to be able to drop that in there. So right there, it's kind of dropped in for me. And so as you go down, what you'll notice is you'll get different variants here. Okay. You'll start to notice different languages. So here are some Hebrew letters. I recognize this. This is the Gimel. Yes, got it. That's the Gimel. Go ahead and insert that. And we have some other mathematical ones here. Less than or equal to, right? Try finding that on your keyboard, right? Go ahead and insert that. The division, multiplication. Go ahead and add those here as well. Plus or minus. Insert that. Okay. Here's our yen sign, pound sign. So they're all here for us. So go ahead and insert some. Have fun. Pause this video. Insert as many as you can. And then come right back. Welcome back. Well, hopefully you were able to insert some symbols there, some special characters. Maybe find some lost symbols there as well. Well, let's go ahead and move on to lesson number 7. We'll talk about controlling page appearance. Now, page appearance is something very, very big. This is something that you'll spend some time planning and really considering how you want to communicate your document here. So we have 2 specific things that we'll talk about. We'll talk about our layout tab, and more specifically, how to change the orientation and to select our paper size as well. We'll also talk about our design tab, some of the options there, such as changing the background color of your entire document, applying some borders, and applying also a watermark as well. So really one of the things that we need to kind of figure out as we head on over to our layout tab here. So right over here in our page setup, we have some options here where we can specify the orientation of the page. We can go ahead and establish the paper size as well. So what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and expand all of my headers here so I can kind of see how things are working. What I'll do is just click on one of them. So I'll right click here and I'll wait until I see that expand or collapse here. I want to go ahead and expand all of these headings here. I want to see how many pages I have so far. On my navigation pane, I'll go over to pages. So I have 3 pages here, not so bad. But what you kind of want to avoid is pages kind of overlapping themselves here. For example, here on page, here for my lesson 5, I have part of it on one page, the other part on the other page. So I want to go ahead and fix that. There are many ways I can fix that, but maybe I can go ahead and just make the paper size a little bigger so that I can go ahead and have that spill over to the next page here. So in terms of the paper size, so right now it's letter, which is 8.5 by 11. And maybe I'll want to go ahead and change that to legal, 8.5 by 14. Now I'll scroll down, kind of take a look here. Okay, so all of my lesson 5 is now on this page, but now my lesson 6 is on another page. So what if I change the orientation? Let's see here. Right now it's portrait. What if I want to give it a nice widescreen view, like a landscape here? Let's see how that would look for me. So notice now it's wider, and this is useful if you have a lot of data that you want to kind of represent. So now I have more room. I can make this table bigger if I want to. So the landscape orientation will give you that ability, but just notice that your page, it's a little shorter in terms of height, but you get the length in terms of width there. So in essence, you're just basically flipping the page there as well. So you have to make that decision whether you want a portrait or a landscape. I'll go ahead and put that back to portrait here, and I'll go ahead and put this back to letter as well, because I can always just press the enter key and move down lesson 5 to another sheet there as well. Okay, then I can clean all of this up a little later. But for right now, let's head on over to our design tab. And let me go back down to my lesson here. Right back down to lesson 7. Let's talk about background color. So on my design tab over here, there's a lot of options, but let's go ahead and take a look at these options over here for the page background. So these will actually impact the page background here. So what I want to do first, maybe I'll go ahead and add a page color. I'll click on this drop down here. And right now there's no color. I can choose from standard colors here. Oops, sorry about that. Really bright. Or I can choose some theme colors over here as well. So maybe I'll just grab a nice subtle color here. I do have a lot of blue on here, so I don't want to. I'll just stick with this, maybe white background, 1 darker 5%, just to keep it simple. Make things a little easier to read here. And I can go ahead and grab some page borders if I want to. So if I click on page borders, I get this dialog box here. And I have a lot of different options to choose from here, right? So I can choose the border style. I can choose the color. Okay, and I can go ahead and choose the width. And if I want to apply some art to it, I can go ahead and do that as well. If I want to apply it to the entire document or part of the document, I can. And over here, it's giving me a preview. That's pretty helpful. A little preview of what it would look like as well. So right now we have none. Okay, so we'll go ahead and maybe put a box. See right here, it's going to put a box around it here. Maybe I want let's scroll through these options here. The lines get thicker as you go down, get more extravagant here. Maybe I'll just give this double line here. And you can choose a shadow if you want to, 3D, or you can go ahead and customize it. I'll go ahead and stick to my box. I'll leave it like that. And in terms of color, maybe I'll give it this orange color here. Whoa, it's going to be really, really bold. If I want to apply some art, lots of crazy art that's going on down here that you can use. These are useful if you're making like an invitation, maybe a party invitation. You can use some of these down here as well. You know what? This is a little thick. I'm going to keep it thin here. Maybe change this color here to something a little more toned down. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And here you go. So we have a nice border on the outside here, making it look a little elegant here. So really depending on what you're trying to communicate, once again, you can go ahead and specify this here as well. Let's talk about the watermark here. Now there's some built-in watermarks here that we can use. So if I just clicked on this drop down here, I have some confidential. Right, so this is do not copy. And then I have some disclaimers here that I can use. I have some urgent varieties here that I can use. So if I want to say urgent, go ahead and click on urgent. And it's very subtle, but you can see it here in the back. Here's the word urgent. Here's urgent again. So the options are there for you to go ahead and apply a watermark. Very cool. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have someone do it for you. You could make a custom watermark if you want to, just by clicking on the drop down and clicking on custom watermark. And here, let me just move this over here a little bit. So we can specify the type of watermark that we want. We can specify the text right here. So we have a drop down, different options that we can have here. Okay. We can establish the font, the size, the color. So we can completely customize this watermark if we want to as well. So I'll leave that the way it is right now. I'm going to hit cancel, and I'll give you a chance to go ahead and practice with that. So I want you to go ahead and pause this video. Go ahead and click on the layout tab and change the orientation, change the paper size, then head on over to the design tab, change the background color, add a border, and go ahead and apply a custom watermark. And I'll come right back. We'll finish up with lesson number 8. Welcome back. Let's talk about inserting headers and footers. I'm going to scroll to the top of my page here. There's a few ways that we can insert a header and a footer. Believe it or not, there's a reserved space right here at the top of our document, really at the top of each page. That's kind of reserved. Notice that we cannot kind of add any text there. That's reserved for our header. And similarly, on the bottom of our page, we have a section that's reserved for our footer as well. So we can go ahead and insert a header or a footer. Headers are useful when you want to kind of apply the same type of information at the top of each page, maybe the title of your document, or maybe the page number. And a footer is good, usually has the date, name of the author, and the page number as well. So if I go up to my Insert tab here, there's a lot of things that we can insert. We have a lot of command groups here. But over to the header and footer, we can go ahead and we can drop in a header, and we can go ahead and drop in a footer. Also, if I were to double click in this space here at the top, notice how it opens up my header and footer contextual menu just by double clicking. So now I can go ahead and I can drop in a header or a footer. To keep things simple, I'll go ahead and add a header. We have some built-in headers here that we can use. This is a blank header. This header has 3 columns that we can add information in. We have this Austin header here, has a simple page border. So we have different types here. We just kind of scroll down. So really you just need to think about what type of header do you want to have in your document. I want something pretty simple here. Maybe I'll choose this View Master. And right here it has my document title. Go ahead and close my header and footer. I do need to go ahead and write in that title. Maybe I'll just put Word 2021. Close this. So now when I scroll down, it appears in all of my headers here as well. So if I want to go ahead and insert a footer, I can go ahead and do the same thing. I can double click to insert a footer, or I can go back to my Insert tab here and I can insert a footer. I do have several ones here as well. Blank, 3-column, Austin. I have this banded option here. Now just be mindful if you already have a border, you might want to kind of avoid some of these that have some borders here as well. So I'll try to find, let's see, grab one, a simple one here. So this one, banded, has the page number on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and close that out. Just do a quick check. Go to page 2. Okay, so it has my page numbers. So pretty simple, but again, it just takes some planning. Depends on what you want to appear in your header or your footer. I'd recommend just take advantage of one of the actual built-in headers here. If you want more information, such as this 3-column, you can go ahead and take advantage of that as well. So go ahead, pause this video, insert your header, insert your footer, move things around, and come right back. Welcome back. Hopefully you were able to create a custom watermark. Let's go ahead and move on to lesson number 8, which is preparing to save a document. So before you go, you want to make sure that you review. And I added a little tip here. Check out the proofing and accessibility tools on our review tab. So let's head on over to our review tab here. So we're right up here. I'm currently on the review tab, and we have some things that we want to check before we go ahead and publish our document here. We want to check our spelling, and we'll take a look at the features available in this very robust tool for checking the accessibility. Now, I didn't include a small paragraph down here. I made some spelling errors on purpose here so I can run the spell checker. The spell checker will check our entire document. Notice we can go ahead and press the F7 key to run the spelling and grammar checker as well. And it opens up my proofing tools here on the right. And it's giving me some suggestions here. It shows me exactly where I have the misspelled word, and it's giving me some options here, and it's also giving me some definitions. So I can always go ahead and apply that. And insert, it's another one here. Go ahead and grab that one. And if it finds multiple instances, we can always, we can either say ignore all or ignore once. We can go ahead and change them here at the same time as well. Change all. We can also have it read aloud so that we can sometimes just, we just need to hear a word again. There are a few words that kind of makes us stumble a little bit, but I don't think video is one of them. All right. So now let's go ahead and check out the accessibility tool here. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on the drop down here and get some information here as well. So it says keep it inclusive. Let us make sure that your file follows accessibility best practices. Will help you fix issues quickly with easy to follow directions or recommendations. Now this is very exhaustive. And so I'm going to go ahead and check for accessibility here. Notice you can go ahead and check for individual options here, so we can display the alternate text in a pane as well. But I'll go ahead and run the tool, and it opens up on the right here. So now our focus is over here, and it's going to provide us with a lot of feedback. It's going to show us if we have any errors, if we have any warnings as well. Okay. And then we have the option here of keeping the accessibility checker running while we work. So let me go ahead and close this tip here. We do have some more updates to this tool. I'll just say I got it. I understand. And what happens is if I click on this error here, it says image or object not in line. If I click on this, it's going to take me right to that picture. And right here, there's the picture that I have. And it's giving me some recommended actions here. It says I can place this in line. So remember right now, I kind of have it top and bottom. It's saying for persons with disabilities or screen readers or persons who are visually impaired, this could be an issue. So it's recommending that we place it in line. So I'll go ahead and place that in line. And so there we go. Picture is not being attacked by our text here. And then we have another warning here for merge or split cells in a table. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And it just says, hey, go ahead and split the cell. So I can go ahead and do that if I want to. Really nice. But on the bottom, it gives you additional information. It says, well, why should you fix it? It says tables should have simple structure so that they can be easily navigated and understood by people with disabilities. Merge or split cells can cause unexpected navigation issues. And it gives you some steps right here to fix it. Select the cell, press the tab key, change the cells that are merged or split. But we're using 2021, so do we get the option right here to fix it right away here? But I'm going to leave it here. And then this is a big one. We always want to kind of check to make sure that text is not hard to read, based on text contrast. So let's see here. So now that I changed my background to this grayish color, it's kind of giving me some issues here with some of my text here as well. So saying I can go ahead and change the font color. Maybe I'll change it to this orange here. And let's see here. It's giving me a lot of options here as well. Some symbols. Let's see what it's saying here. Telling me to change this here as well. I'm not going to go through all of this. Every time I run this tool, I'm just kind of playing around here and not being really deliberate with my color combinations and my alternate text. This will show up. So bottom line, before you go, make sure that you review it. Head on over to the review tab. Run the spell checker. You can even get a word count if you want here. You can have your document read aloud to you so that you can kind of check it as well. But go ahead. I recommend running the check accessibility tool. It will provide you with a very exhaustive list of options for you to be able to make sure that your Word document is good to go. So go ahead and run some of these proofing tools, pause the video, run them, and come right back. Welcome back. Let's head on over to our file menu. We'll take a look at two more things here. We'll talk about printing our document, and then we'll talk about being able to convert this Word document into other formats. So I clicked on my file menu here, and now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and get ready to print my document here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on print. And I'll change this here to a PDF here. And notice on the bottom, you can scroll through all of the pages. So I have 3 pages in this document here. All of my headers are expanded as well. And it's going to be a really nice preview of exactly what it would look like when it's printed. So here you can go ahead and just kind of review, make sure everything looks okay. Make sure that you're good to go. So you can select your printer. You can print all the pages, a specific page, or a specific range of pages here as well. If your printer provides duplex printing or double-sided printing, you can specify that here as well. So you can print on both sides to save. And right here, you can also change the orientation from landscape to portrait. And you can change the letter size here. The great thing is, as you make the changes here, it's giving you a nice preview of what it would look like over there on the right. So Microsoft has really made this tool a lot easier to use for us. Then we have options here. If you want to print 1 page to a sheet, 2 pages to a sheet, you can go ahead and do that as well. We do have some other options to be able to kind of just share this document here. And under export here, I'll go ahead and click on my export tab. One thing that I like to do is I like to go ahead and make use of converting this into a PDF. And converting this to a PDF really makes sense because this is kind of like the application that's being used on the web. If someone does not have Microsoft Word, you can just send them the PDF version of this file, and they'll be able to just open it. They just need a browser to be able to open that PDF file. So Microsoft Edge opens PDFs, Google Chrome will open them as well. I'll go ahead and create the PDF here. And let's see, where do I want to save this here? I'll just save this to my desktop. And I can just go ahead and publish it here. I do have other options here that I can use. Lots of different options here as well. I can optimize for image quality if I want to. I can further specify the pages that I want to export here as a PDF as well. I'm just going to go ahead and accept the default values here. I can go ahead and create bookmarks if I want to using the headings that are in the document. I'll just hit cancel. I'm going to go ahead and click publish here. And that should open up right away. And so here's our PDF version of this page. It opened right here in Microsoft Edge, right in my browser. And everything is there. All the images are there. All the special symbols are there. And so the PDF basically took a picture of everything and provided a nice file for us. Very good. Another thing that we can do, if I go back to my file menu here, if I click on Save As, right, I do have some other options here. Sorry about that. I'll go to Export and go to Change File Type. So I do have some other options here. I can convert this to the old format, that Word 97 to 2003 format. I can go ahead and convert it as a template, a open document text, a plain text, so it will only contain the text in my document, a single offline web page, rich text format as well, or I can go ahead and save it as another file type. So we do have options there. We can use the modern PDF. Of course, we can always use the best option, which is the Word format. We can share it with an older version of Word or Microsoft Office there as well. So go ahead and export your Microsoft Word document as a PDF. Go ahead and open it, take a look around, and maybe play around with some of the features while you're exporting it as well. Pause the video, play around, and we'll come right back and we'll wrap up. Congratulations! You just completed our tutorial from Microsoft Word 2021 Introduction. It was fun taking a look at the basic functions of Microsoft Word. We started by just taking a look at the interface, taking a look at the ribbon, accessing the quick access toolbar. We're able to format some texts and some paragraphs as well. We talked about working more efficiently by using the format painter and applying some styles. We're able to create some lists and manage them as well. We're able to insert some tables and some graphics and make modifications to them. We're able to go ahead and control the page appearance by changing the orientation, the size, and applying background watermarks as well. And then we're able to go ahead and take a look at the must-see proofing tools to prepare our document before we published it. We're able to successfully publish our document as a PDF so that it can be more accessible to more people. Well, it was fun spending time with you and going through this tutorial. Hopefully you had a lot of time to pause the video and practice, and I look forward to seeing all of you in a future tutorial.